Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The First Battle by Crystal D. Herman. Illustrated by Larry Daist, a Random House book, with voices and narration by SpeekyGeeky and Geeky Jr.'s Mr. Geeky. Extra, extra, a newsboy shouted. Read all about it. Giant crime wave hits New York City. People hurried down the steamy city street, eager to get home. No one noticed a hand reaching, grabbing a newspaper without paying for it, then disappearing into the crowd. That night, April O'Neil had the same news to report on television. This is more than just a series of small crimes, the Ace reporter said on her late-night broadcast. There is a major force at work, a criminal organization that steals cars, burgles homes, and shoplifts. Everyone should be on the lookout. As the news show ended, April turned from the camera and sighed. There was still plenty of work to do. The reporter bent over the papers on her desk. Hours went by, and when she looked up again, she was alone. Quickly gathering her things, April waved goodbye to the security guard and headed for her car across an empty parking lot. Thud, thud. April's footsteps echoed through the silent, deserted lot. She passed by an area where remote control vans were parked and stopped short. A group of young thugs were quietly stealing TVs from the news vans, and just a second after April spotted the crooks, they spotted her too. Bad timing, said one thug as he drew a knife. You're telling me, April answered nervously. She turned and tried to run in the opposite direction, but the crooks were too quick for her and too strong. Help! April screamed, help! And then her mouth was taped shut and she couldn't say anything more. Not far away, a manhole cover slowly rose from the ground. What was that scream? A voice whispered. 4 figures lifted themselves out from the sewer. They were the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo, and Leonardo, and they knew someone was in trouble. Whoosh! A ninja dagger whistled through the air,
shattering the streetlight above the vans.
The lot was left in almost total darkness, but April could see 4 shadowy figures quietly moving in the distance. Suddenly, they sprang into action, fighting with incredible speed and power. They surprised the crooks one by one. April strained to hear the voices of her rescuers, but all she heard was police sirens coming closer. In minutes, 2 police cars screeched into the parking lot, lighting up the area with their headlights. April blinked. All the crooks were now seated in a group, tightly tied together with TV cables. Her rescuers, whoever they had been, were nowhere to be seen. Who had saved her? The turtles stood nearby, unseen by April and the police. She's safe now, Raphael said quietly, watching as a police officer helped April to her feet. It's time to leave. The turtles turned and disappeared into the sewer they had come out of, silently pulling the manhole cover back into place after them. Far below in the deep, dark sewer, the turtles headed for home. Leonardo led the way through the long, winding passages. We were awesome, bros, he shouted, punching the air with his fist. Let's hurry up, Michelangelo said, patting his stomach.
I'm starving.
Before long, the turtles reached the entrance to their den, a converted storage chamber filled with old furniture. The turtles' home was warm and inviting. A TV sat in one corner of the room, and on a faded chair in the opposite corner sat the Ninja Master Splinter, the turtles' teacher and friend. Excited over the success of their first ninja mission, Leonardo knelt before Splinter.
We have had our first battle, Master Splinter,
he said.
There were many, but we fought well. And now that we've had our first victory,
he continued,
let's put an end to all crime in the city. We can use our ninja skills to bring peace back to the streets.
The aging rat master rose to his feet. His soft, steady voice told of the wisdom of his years. You have done well, my sons, Splinter said, motioning for the turtles to gather around him. But remember to be careful. You must never be noticed. If you are to do any good in this world, you must learn to strike hard and fade away. Suddenly, all eyes turned to the television as a special news bulletin flashed across the screen. The reporter was April O'Neil. It seems a secret force of do-gooders have decided to clean up New York City streets themselves, she began. Who are these mysterious heroes, and where do they come from? Hey, that's us, Donatello shouted, pointing to the screen. We're stars. The turtles smiled at one another. They felt proud to be on TV. You must never stop practicing your ninja skills, Splinter reminded them. While his master spoke, Michelangelo snuck away to make a phone call. That's right, he whispered into the telephone. I want a large, thick crust pizza with double cheese, pepperoni, mushrooms, and green peppers. Then Michelangelo quietly rejoined the others as they closed their eyes and began to meditate. But before long, the pizza arrived and the turtles turned on their favorite party music. Our first battle, and now this? Michelangelo said, chuckling as he bit into a slice. This is excellent pizza. Turtly excellent, corrected Leonardo, as everyone, even Splinter, burst out laughing. Join those radical reptiles, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, in these action-packed mini storybooks based on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie. Thanks for listening to our story. Don't forget to visit Geeky Jr. for more of the stories that you love. Ask a parent or guardian if you can subscribe to Geeky Jr. today.
Leonardo, Michelangelo, and Donatello make up the team with one other fellow, Raphael.